Yes, the Final Smash. The best attack in the game Super Smash Brothers Brawl. If you've ever played Brawl, you know that when the Smash Ball comes on the stage, your heart is impaired with overwhelming fear that you might lose it to your opponent. You run and dash quickly to get it before he does. And if you do get it, you are very happy and overwhelmed with excitement and happiness. If you don't get it, and your opponent does, well, you just want to break down crying and you're really angry at yourself. There are some Final Smashes in Brawl that are, well, really great, and some that aren't. Today, I'm going to cover what I think, in my opinion, are the best 5 Final Smashes in the game. Number 5. For number 5, I have Alomar's End of Day. Alomar's Final Smash is he, at the end of the day, takes his Pikmin and himself and hops into his SS Dolphin rocket ship and, well, blasts off. While he's in the sky, his opponent gets hit by the rocket flames and gets eaten alive by the creatures of the distant planet. And when he comes back down in his rocket ship, well, the opponent gets hit by the rocket ship very hard and sends them flying. And if you can manage to get the opponent stuck in the ground, you'll cause even more damage for this great Final Smash. Number 4. For the number 4 spot, I have Ness and Lucas's PK Starstorm. This is basically, well, a storm of stars. They unleash a hurl of meteors unleashing from the sky, and, well, you basically have to sidestep like crazy to avoid these things. It sometimes can be pretty easy to avoid if you're a character like Pit or Mennonite who can stay in the air for a long period of time. Like, you just stay to the right or left of it. And, well, they're pretty similar in the attack. That's why it's Lucas and Ness's attack for the same number. And, I mean, there's some differences. Like, for Ness, I think it's, like, angled. But for Lucas, the meat comes straight down. They're different colors. But overall, same Final Smash. But it does cause massive amounts of damage and can send your opponents hurtling off the screen. That's why this is ranked number 4. Number 3. For the number 3 spot, I have Fox, Falco's, and Wolf's Landmaster tank. Now, this is actually kind of pretty much different a little bit for all of them. I mean, it's the same attack, but all of theirs is slightly tweaked. Fox's is the slowest moving, but lasts the longest. Falco is kind of in the middle, and Wolf's is the fastest, but lasts for a short amount of time. And, well, this is a giant tank that can move around, do barrel rolls, fly, pound down your opponents, lift them off the screen, and shoot mega lasers. How is this not a good Final Smash? This thing is a giant tank that can shoot lasers. I mean, seriously. This is why that the Landmaster tank is number 3. Number 2. For the number 2 spot, I have Ike's Great Ether Attack. This Final Smash, well, pretty much Ike hits his opponents up into the air and hits multiple upon multiple hits in the air, racking up major amounts of damage with a lot of strong hits. Then with one final sword swing to the ground, Ike pretty much is guaranteed to hit them or kill them off the stage. And if he doesn't hit them off the stage, they're going to finish off with a major amount of damage. Now, you might think that this is almost the same as Link or Toon Link's. Well, it kind of is, yeah. But I think the better part about Ike's this is why I chose him over them, is because Ike can trap 3 people in his attack, whereas Link and Toon Link can only trap 1 person. There's only one bad part about this Final Smash. If you miss the upswing, you don't get to use it. Yeah. That's the only bad part about this attack. But other than that, this is a really awesome Final Smash that racks up major amounts of damage with one of the most hard hitters in the game, Ike. And this is why he's ranked number 2. Number 1. Do you hate that noise? A lot of people do, but I love it. At number 1, I have ranked Super Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog Super Form. This Final Smash is basically unstoppable. You're Sonic, you can fly, you are extremely powerful, and if you just touch a person, or, well, your opponent, they get massive amounts of damage. This will, if your opponent is at a very low percent of damage, it will rack it up to a very high percent. And if it's at a medium or high percent of damage, you will kill them guaranteed. This is obviously the best Final Smash in the game, or at least in my opinion it is. I know I'm going to get a lot of haters down in the comments, but you're unstoppable. You are running around, just ultimate power, just hitting. Your ultimate power just hitting people, which is pure awesomeness. And honestly, maybe I'm being a little bit biased because I love Sonic the Hedgehog, but you know what? Honestly, in my own opinion, I do think that Sonic's is the best in the game. So, lots of people might disagree. But there really is only one thing that is bad about this attack, and that is the control. Now, me being an expert playing with Sonic and him being my second best character in the game, I have excellent control playing with Super Sonic, and I don't have any problems controlling him, and I find it very easy to maneuver. For someone who's not good with him, they'll go willy-nilly, going underneath the stage, going all over the place, possibly killing themselves, if you can, and not really hitting people. But that's really the only downside. If you can get over that, you'll realize that Super Sonic is the best Final Smash. And that's why he is ranked at number 1. Alright, so those were my top 5 Final Smashes. You may disagree, you may agree. Now, feel free to leave what you think down in the comments. But now, it's time for something that I call the Honorable Mentions. These are Final Smashes that did not make the top 5 list, but I think are still very good Final Smashes in the game. Now, let's start out with the first one. The first honorable mention is Samus' Zero Laser. This is an outstanding, very good attack, which causes massive amounts of damage and can often push your opponent off the stage. The reason I didn't put it on is, well, any reason that I didn't put any of these on the top 5 list is because all the ones on the top 5 were better than these. And, well, the Zero Laser, it's good, but it's not over the top fantastic like the top 5. So that's why it's not on the top 5, but it's an honorable mention. The next honorable mention is Marth's Critical Hit Attack. Now, this attack is really cool and awesome. If you can correctly line up Marth's line of fire and then use the Final Smash, he will dash towards his opponent and strike him with an amazing hit, which if it does hit your enemy, it will kill them, no matter their percent of damage. The reason I didn't put this in is, again, the top 5 are better than this one, in my opinion, and also, I think the worst part about this attack is it's very hard to have someone end up in your line of fire, meaning it's very hard to hit someone with it. But if you can, it's a very great attack, and that is why Marth is honorable mention number 2. The next honorable mention is Link and Toon Link's Triforce Slash. The main reason this didn't make it in is it's pretty much the exact same principle as Ike's. You miss the first hit and your line of fire, you don't get to use it. Also, it's the same exact principle, pretty much the same exact move. The only difference is Ike's does it in the air, and his line of fire is doing an upswing. Link and Toon Link's, you have to be in an actual line of fire. Now, the reason I chose Ike over Link and Toon Link is because Link and Toon Link can only trap one person, whereas Ike can trap 3. So that makes Link and Toon Link's Triforce Slash honorable mention number 3. Alright guys, well, there's one last honorable mention in this video. But it's not for a Final Smash. It's actually for someone who helped me out a lot in this video. Anytime you saw the initials FJP over a fighter, that was my cousin Frank. I have to give a humongous shout out to him because, well, it wasn't even easy. He had to be my test dummy for when I did the Final Smashes and vice versa. Sometimes he'd do it to me. And it wasn't easy. We had to do it over the phone. We did it through online battle. Wasn't easy. But he pulled through for me, and I really appreciate that. Anytime you saw the words, or the initials FJP over a fighter, that was him, and JMM was me. So, thank you so much, Frank. I really appreciate it, and I could not have done this without you. Well, guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this Final Smash themed video. I had a lot of fun making this video, so I'm gonna try to bring these kind of Brawl themed videos to you a lot more often. Hopefully top 5 playable characters, top 5 stages, top 5 maybe even worst Final Smashes. We covered the best, why not the worst? So alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me what you thought of this video down in the comments below so I know whether or not I should continue a series like this. And also, what are your top 5 Final Smashes? What 5 Final Smashes do you think are the best in this game? Please tell me in the comments below, and I will be happy to reply and read your comments. So alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. A lot of hard work was put into it. And if you see Frank or Frodo Ketchum's comment in the comment below, please reply to it and say thanks for this video because he made it all possible. So alright guys, thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.